Caleb Williams is the Heisman favorite, according to Fox Bet Sportsbook. The USC quarterback, though, facing off against TCU's Max Duggan, Georgia's Stetson Bennett, and Ohio State's C.J. Stroud as the other finalists. Shannon, who walks away the winner?
I believe it's going to be Caleb Williams. Skip, I think his body of work bodes well. They were 4-8 last season. This year, they're 11-2. And I believe, Skip, he's the only guy that you can put in every other team's offense, and they'll be not miss a beat. You put Caleb Williams in Georgia, they're not losing a game. You put Stetson Bennett in USC, they're not going to be 11-2. You put C.J. Stroud.
I don't know about that.
You think? Hold on. I just want to make sure
I'm not sure about that.
Excuse me.
With the weapons they have on offense.
So you believe if I took Stetson Bennett and put him at USC, they would be just as good as with Caleb Williams?
Yeah, I know Caleb Williams a lot better than you do because I've watched every single game he's ever played of a college football. Every game.
And he's sensational.
Yeah, and I told you last year, I told you all year, he's the best player in college football, and you laughed at me. You laughed at me. I said, no, he is.
But you're making my point. You just told me that if I switch positions, if I put Stetson Bennett at USC, they would be the same.
Stetson Bennett is really, really good on a college football level. If you give him the weapons that Georgia has and USC has, they are loaded with star power weapons at receiver. Loaded.
I believe
they stole some of mine.
I can put Caleb Williams in TCU's offense, in Georgia's offense, in Ohio State, and they don't miss a beat.
Okay, well, Caleb Williams is going to be a star in professional football at some point, and Stetson Bennett might be a backup somewhere, but that's even doubtful.
Yeah. So for me, Skip, based on his body of work, the 4,000 yards passing, tied for the league in the most touchdown passing in the FBS, the 10 rushing touchdowns, I think it's his to lose. I think it'll probably be close. I don't think it's going to be a runaway like Bryce Young or Devontae won it, Skip. I think it's going to be a little closer, but I do think Caleb Williams is going to win this.
Okay, well, who's going to split the vote? Because Caleb is the prohibitive favorite right now.
I think he'll get some push from Stroud.
Do you?
Yeah, I do.
I don't know. After what happened to CJ against Michigan at home?
I mean, he did throw for damn near 400 yards and 3 touchdowns. They just got run off the field. He can't tackle.
Okay, but, you know, 6 of the last 7 winners have come from teams that are actually in the playoffs, and Caleb's not in the playoffs.
Yeah, but I don't think Caleb's not in. No, but Skip, I mean, no. I mean, Devontae had historic numbers for a wide receiver, and we saw what Bryce Young did last year. Yeah, nah.
Okay. Well, I believe that the performance for actually 3 years at Georgia of Stetson Bennett has been vastly underrated.
Yeah.
It's just hard. It's a hard position to play. You can screw it up as well as you can thrive in it. And I realize he's had weapons and he's had a defense that had his back.
Can you imagine, just imagine how good USC would be if they had Georgia's defense?
Well, obviously. But they don't. That's the problem.
And the fact that they don't have that defense, Stetson Bennett knows, all I got to do, if I can get to 14, you can't beat me.
Yeah,
this kid over here, Skip, he's got to get to 35 or they losing. Hell, they got to 43 and 42 and they lost.
Okay, every time I watch Stetson Bennett, he plays with supreme poise in the pocket, like, I got this, and I'm going to make the right decision. I'm going to make the right throw. I may not fire it to where it's supposed to be, but I will get it to where it's supposed to be.
If you remember, Skip, when Alabama beat them in the SEC, what did Alabama do? They got to the 40s. Now all of a sudden got a match. You got to match Bryce Young throw for throw, point for point. He's never, as long as you don't make him have to do that, Skip, he knows with that defense, he had 5 first-rounders on the defense. He's probably going to have another 2 or 3 this year.
Yep.
He knows, Skip, I can play, look, get to 14. Give me, Kirby Smart say, hey, Stetson, give me 14. I'll take it from here.
Okay.
Carter's not going to let you get more than that.
I would not hate it if Stetson Bennett snuck in and stole this award out from under Caleb Williams. I would not hate it.
You think he'll finish second?
He should, and probably will.
You think so?
Because I think Caleb, I think it's already in the bank even before. I think a lot of people had already cast their vote before.
Who has the most Heisman Trophy winners? SC? You think SC?
I don't even know.
Because they had a run on them running backs for.
Well, we had a run on quarterbacks at Oklahoma for a while.
Y'all had a couple of running backs. You know, Billy Sims.
Okay, but we had Jason White and Sam Bradford.
And then you have Baker
in a row.
And
Kyler.
But y'all had, didn't Steve Owens win the?
Yep. Steve Owens won the Heisman. and Billy Vessels won the Heisman.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going way back.
So it might be between.
I don't know. It's pretty close.
It's probably SC and Oklahoma. You might
Probably
be right.
pretty close.
It is.
Yeah.
Because, you know, they had Reggie, and they had Matt Leinart, they had Carson Palmer.
Yep.
They had Charles White, they had Marcus Allen.
Yep.
Didn't Garrett win it? OJ?
Yep.
So it's close.
All I care is that stinking Lincoln is not in the playoffs.
No, that's good. Why
Not
you
in
do
the
this?
playoffs.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Can't you root
He
for
can have a Heisman, but he can't.
Why
have
you
the
don't want the
playoffs.
man to be successful?
Well,
the man brought
We
you
will
great
find
glory.
out who wins the Heisman Saturday, December 10th. We're not going that far off subject here, guys. All right,
over here?
coming up next, LeBron. Is he going to go off tonight against his former team, the Cleveland Cavaliers?
I believe they were going to win the division. I still believe they will win the division. But Dallas would love this rematch. Dallas is chomping at the bit. Dallas like, you know what? Yeah, we'd like to win the division. But if we get that 4 matchup, and that's Tampa, we love that matchup.
Really?
Because if you look at Dallas is tied for third in points scored with 28. Tampa is 27th in points scored, 18. Tampa is 19th in third down percentage. Dallas is 5th at allowing third down. Skip, the numbers, the numbers just doesn't match for what the Cowboys are. And I believe the Cowboys won't make the mistakes or give them the opportunities that other teams, the Rams, gave them an opportunity. Because theoretically, they should be 4-8. I mean, it took some horrible play by the opposing team. And give Tom's credit. If somebody makes a mistake, I still got to capitalize on it. I still got to go out there and do what I need to do. Because so many times we've seen, well, the door was open and they just didn't take advantage of it. And what Tom normally does, 8 times out of 10, if you give him an opportunity, you give him enough cracks at you, he's going to step through that door. And that's what happened against the Rams. That's what happened against the Saints last night. But I don't view them as a contender. Nobody is afraid of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Skip. Nobody. Because they don't believe, they average 18 points a game. 27. Tom Brady, a Tom Brady-led offense with all of his weapons, averaging 18 points a game.
So you're writing them completely off, is what I just heard you say.
I don't believe they're contenders. Will they make the play? Well, I guess if you make the playoffs theoretically, but do I believe they can get? Do I believe that they can get to the Super Bowl? I do not.
So I can't tell you how much I hope you are correct about the potential rematch between Dallas and Tampa, because on opening Sunday night at Jerry World, Dak stunk against that defense. On opening Sunday night, Micah got Brady twice, and it didn't matter because the Bucs rocked and rolled all over the Cowboys. They dominated that game, in large part because they dominated my offense.
I was just hoping it's on Fox, because you know those early game matchups, Skip. You know how they be doling those things out the other net. So I think Shanks might be.
All I know is, wouldn't it be something if little old sorry old 6-6 Tampa Bay suddenly took off and went and won the Super Bowl? Because you say nobody's afraid of them.
No.
They're still afraid of that quarterback.
No,
they just are. They're afraid of that quarterback because he is the GOAT, whether you believe it or not. And he is highly capable of doing any night what he did last night late in that game.
But no. When have we seen him play a complete game? You give me 2 instances. You give me.
I thought Seattle was at Munich. I did. I thought start to finish, Seattle was rolling at that point.
Okay, we've seen 12 games.
Yep.
He's played 1 complete game, and he's played probably about 8 minutes of other 2 games.
Yep.
So basically, what you telling me, from what you've seen this year, you believe that he can go from start to finish and play a complete game. But we haven't seen it. Your eyes haven't seen it. You just basing it on what you've seen from him in the past.
Okay, well, I've seen it from him a whole lot in the past.
Yes, but not
even
this year.
in the recent past. And I'm going to remind you, going into this season, his peers voted him.
Yes.
Number 1, the best player in football, they said, his peers said, is Thomas Edward
Has he
Bradley
been close
Jr.
to being the best player this year?
No, he has not. Have they had issues all year long? You realize they're still dead last in running the football.
Yeah,
you realize his offensive line has been a shambles.
You do realize that Tom Brady is not the only one that's had receivers and tight ends and the offensive line in and out of the lineup.
Okay, and you realize they lost Shaq Barrett, who was their only true pass rusher across their defensive front, and now they can only get to an Andy Dalton by blitzing.
I mean, what Carl Nassib got him.
Tryon
Tryon got there a couple of times.
but they didn't get him. They only got him when they blitzed. And silly me, I thought Todd Bowles blitzed like crazy, but they don't blitz that much anymore. They just sit back and hope that their back seven can hang in and hang on.
They will blitz you if they feel you like you get to like the midfield area and you get like third down, you know, they'll bring some heat. He'll pressure you. He'll heat you up a little bit. But Skip, I just haven't seen the consistency. And I understand who Tom Brady is, and I have nothing but respect for him. Okay. But I haven't seen the consistency this year that would say, you know what, they about to flip this switch. They about to go on this run.
Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, Julio Jones. Those two running backs are both really good in their own ways. One a veteran, one a rookie.
Yes.
And Brady is still Brady. He's at least as capable as he has ever been of putting together big games and big moments.
Yes.
So, I'm not going to back off. I picked him to win the Super Bowl. I'm going to stick with it, but they're going to have to take off at some point pretty soon.
Skip, you do know Brady has only two 300-yard games.
And we're going to have to go, guys. You're out of time. We will get back to this subject, I am sure, in future shows. But for now, we're going to talk about who's walking away with the Heisman this year.